Al Haymon's new deal with Showtime and Fox for his PBC brand is estimated, according to this article here on ringtv.com, it is estimated to have an annual budget which is higher than DAZN's annual budget. It says here that as far as Fox goes, there will be 10 championship level fights on Fox, with at least another 12 shows on FS1. So on the Fox network altogether, that's 22 shows. And then there's also going to be Showtime and their existing budget for an undisclosed number of shows, which is also going to be over 60 million. So combined, it's going to be at least 120 million. And again, according to this article, it's going to be over 120 million. Well, I guess over 125 million, because that's what DAZN's estimated annual budget is. So I don't really understand why there are people saying that this deal that Al Haymon's done is not going to be a threat to Eddie Hearn, because according to these numbers here, this is a threat to Eddie Hearn and DAZN. Some people, I guess, have taken the 60 million figure and divided it up into those 22 shows between FS1 and Fox and said, well, they're only going to have this amount per show. Well, first of all, a boxing budget is not divided evenly between all the different shows. That's not how it works. Some shows you're going to have a higher budget. Other shows you're going to have a lower budget, depending on the fighters. You're not going to divide the budget up evenly for every show. Okay, so that's something to bear in mind. And another thing to bear in mind is the fact that I'm not sure about Fox. Maybe you guys can fill me in on this, but I certainly know that with Showtime, they still do pay-per-view. DAZN, Eddie Hearn's platform, that doesn't do pay-per-view. So how is Eddie Hearn, because, you know, Al Haymon appears to have the same kind of budget as Eddie Hearn over the next few years. And on top of that, he's got pay-per-view. Hearn don't have pay-per-view. How's Hearn going to compete with the fact that he don't have pay-per-view and Al Haymon does? So I know some people think this is a desperate move by Al Haymon. I don't see it as desperate. I see this as a great business move by Al Haymon. A move that maybe he was pushed into making. Maybe not only him, but the networks like Showtime were pushed into making this deal because of the competition and the pressure from Eddie Hearn and DAZN. And again, this is why I said in my last video, competition is good for the consumer. If we've got Showtime, Al Haymon, etc. competing with ESPN and competing with HBO and competing with DAZN, then the consumer wins. Because everybody's trying to produce more content and better quality product. And I've seen some people say, well, just because there's going to be more boxing on it doesn't mean it's going to be better, because we don't know what the quality is going to be. People, I am a boxing fan. That's what you need to understand about me. I am somebody who wishes for the sport in general to become more popular. I am someone who wishes for fighters of all levels to be able to make a living off this sport, because there is entertainment to be had at all levels in boxing. You don't just need the elite level fighters to provide entertainment. No, you need lower level fighters to provide entertainment too. One of the reasons why boxing in the UK is so strong is because of the grassroots support that there is for boxing in the UK. Small hall shows. You know, these kind of things are what I'm an advocate for. Boxing at all levels, not only at the elite level. And if you feed boxing at the grassroots level, at the domestic level, etc., you're going to produce more high quality fighters anyway in the long run. So I'm going to support any platform that supports boxing at any level, whether they're supporting it at the domestic level whatever the case may be, or at the very highest level, I'm in favor of it. Boxing at all levels. So I think Al Haymon's deal is great for boxing, is great for boxing fans, and is great for the boxers. Because the boxers are going to get more chance to get out there, get active, get seen, get paid. It's a win-win as far as I'm concerned. The only person who needs to be sweating in this situation is Eddie Hearn and DAZN. And that's business. That is what it is. I don't give a damn about their pockets. If Al Haymon is providing an alternative, a viable alternative, perhaps a better alternative to DAZN, then it's all good. Then we don't need DAZN. Do you understand? That's how it is. So we'll see how this pans out. But at the moment, from what I can see in this article, it looks like Al Haymon has made a power move. And it doesn't make it completely clear, but from what I can glean from this article and other articles, this is not a time buy. Because Al Haymon, when he first started out with PBC, he bought airtime from networks, whereas this appears to be the networks paying him. Which is also, I guess, a sign that Al Haymon's strategy in the long run has worked to some degree, because he's built up a relationship now with Fox. He's built up a relationship with Showtime to the point where now they're willing, rather than selling him airtime like Fox were before, now they're willing to actually pay him and give him a budget. So he's built those relationships and, it appears to be paying off now. So yeah, man, I just see it as a very good thing for Al Haymon. He's putting Eddie Hearn under some serious pressure. And the promoters are having to raise their game now because of this competition. So it's all good in the hood. And I, for one, cannot see anything bad about this. I saw some comment on the previous video I did about this story. And some guy said, Hatman, you're from the UK. So why the hell would you care about Al Haymon's deal? This deal only benefits US consumers. And once again, I say to that guy, you clearly don't understand what I'm all about then, do you? I'm a boxing fan. I grew up mainly I was watching boxing from all over the world, but most of my favorite fighters growing up were American fighters. I care about the sport. You think I only care about British fighters? You think I only care about boxing being popular in Britain? How small-minded is that? No, I want boxing to be popular everywhere. I want more elite level fighters and exciting fighters to be produced everywhere. Boxing is global. It's not confined to the UK. It's global. So as somebody who grew up loving American boxing, why on earth wouldn't I support boxing in America? Of course I do. I want boxing to become more popular in America than it is right now. I want to return to the glory days in boxing in America. And Al Haymon has been trying to return it to the glory days in terms of the popularity of the sport. Boxing no longer being a niche sport as it has been in America for the past few decades, but becoming a mainstream sport again. That's what Al Haymon's been trying to do with his PBC brand. So I'm 100% supporting that. I want there to be as much free boxing on the television in the United States as possible. Because I'm a boxing fan, not a British boxing fan or an American boxing fan. No, global. I want the sport to be big everywhere because I love the sport that much. And as a consumer, you're going to benefit if you support boxing everywhere. Because the more people involved in boxing, the more fighters involved in boxing, the more kids will be inspired to take the sport up. And ultimately, the more high quality fighters will get in the end. So, very small-minded comment from that guy, no disrespect, but very, very small-minded comment to be saying, oh, why do you care about Al Haymon's deal? This only benefits people in America. I'm a boxing fan. Yeah? Grew up watching boxing, American boxing. What, so now I'm not supposed to care about it? Madness. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about Al Haymon's deal here. 60 million on Fox, 60 million on Showtime at least. That's minimum estimates according to this article. And it suggests that it's actually going to be a combined annual budget of over 125 million, which surpasses what Eddie Hearn has on DAZN. And remember, Eddie Hearn's DAZN venture has got a probationary period of 2 years. So if he doesn't hit certain targets within the first 2 years of business with DAZN, he's out of there. I don't know whether DAZN will continue to persevere with boxing after the first 2 years with a different promoter maybe, or whether they'll just scrap boxing altogether. We'll soon find out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's Haymon, I'm out.